So this is an argument that everyone seemed to think is the mainstream argument, but never really left the realm of, I respect your decisions, let's never bring this topic up again, which is where it ended. For some reason they believed it still exists. Everyone kind of just stared at each other and said that 1 through 4 were good, but anything beyond that shall not be brought up. Which of course made me interested in finding out just where the fuck they went wrong. Feel that my visuals will be good enough for this one, due to if I can't play for the first half an hour without getting the slightest bit of interest in, then I won't play the games again. This doesn't mean I haven't played past half an hour of these games, but because these games were the thing when they came out, let's get this over and done with. Both these games, I feel, have something the other one needs, so let's go through these things together, shall we? In Resident Evil 5, the first problem is instantly noticeable, for me at least. It's a gripe which I had with the 4th game, but I let it slide due to it not being this game. That thing was a fuck ton of enemies. The term survival horror generally refers to surviving a scary situation, not taking a situation that's scary, and then milking the idea to shit. I wasn't terrified more than I was annoyed to shit, especially so when the game tells you subtly that you're not meant to kill everyone in the game and that it's a race from point A to point B without getting your fucking teeth kicked in. Silent Hill Homecoming did the opposite of this by giving you an enemy every 2 hours, and then the enemy randomly spawns so unnoticeable that I didn't even see the point in their existence. Just rather than an occasional thing to say, hey, remember this is a horror game, which just kind of gave it the opposite effect. I quite enjoyed Resident Evil's inventory systems in the previous games, but once again Capcom seemed to think that more equals good, and so we got the fuckfest that is the unlimited ammo holder. Once again it detracted from the horror due to the fact that as long as I pointed a gun in a direction they would eventually die. It does put big emphasis on one of gaming's biggest mysteries: how many fucking pockets does this guy have? Of course Silent Hill did the opposite again, where I could barely hold any of my items that I thought were relevant throughout the game. I felt that if this were the other way around, the games would have been a bit better. Resident Evil 5's Chris, I cared for slightly due to my attachment to him in Resident Evil 1. But they somehow transformed him into the blandest character that existed up until this game's release. Silent Hill made me care for a character that had good plot, but then due to the lack of overall things in the game, my care for him dropped into the abyss when I just wanted to know what his mother was smoking so I could think up a better and more eventful game. In the end, both games are decent with what they are trying to do, and they aren't terrible, but if the characters and the game mechanics were swapped around, I would feel like the games could have been better than their predecessors. But nope, they fucked it up, and now I couldn't give two shits about what happened to either of the games. I understand that people thought the next installments were worse, but to be honest, I thought that Resident Evil 6 was a good action game, and that Silent Hill Downpour wasn't a bad horror game, it was just a bit generic. Well, at least we can be excited for the next Silent Hill and Resident Evil games. Wait, where's your friend? Well, fuck you then.